is in the air. Those breathing in its noxious fumes are a hot seeker who meets a cold-blooded snake, a little guy who swallows his pride, a marriage on the rocks, a musician who can't get out of bed, a gold digger who cashes out, a crook who takes the wrong look, and a jilted lover who gets put out with the trash. Settle in and get comfy. The next episode of 1,000 Ways to Die is here.
Warning. The stories portrayed in this show are based on real deaths and are extremely graphic. Names have been changed to protect the identities of the deceased. Do not attempt to try any of the actions depicted. You will die.
Death is everywhere. Most of us try to avoid it. Others can't get out of its way. Every day we fight a new war against germs, toxins, injury, illness, and catastrophe. There's a lot of ways to wind up dead. The fact that we survive it all is a miracle. Because every day we live, we face 1,000 ways to die. In the New Age enclave of St. Augustine, Florida, Serenity was on a quest for what Buddhists call Satori, which means enlightenment. Every day she led a disciplined regimen of yoga exercises and meditation, all with the goal of freeing her mind and becoming one with the universe. The centerpiece of her quest for nirvana was a homemade isolation tank.
As you lie there in the dark, warm liquid that's heated to your external skin temperature, you begin to sort of lose a sense of your body space. You know, the boundaries of where you end and where the water begins. It's extremely peaceful and blissful when you come out of the tank after about an hour or two.
St. Augustine is home to many spiritual seekers like Serenity. It's also home to the Florida water moccasin, an extremely venomous snake. As Serenity got herself into something more comfortable, the snake got itself into the nice warm tank.
Snakes are ectothermic. Like all reptiles, they actually have to raise their body temperature by seeking some sort of external means to elevate their temperature. Usually they're going to bask in the sun, but if it's nighttime, they're going to seek out whatever warmth they can find.
Once inside the tank, Serenity's mind was free to wander the cosmos. In her blissed-out state, Serenity had no idea she wasn't alone. The snake followed its own bliss and bit her.
The water moccasin, being a pit viper, relies on a very strong venom that carries a hemotoxin, which is going to break down any sort of muscle tissue. That toxin is injected through two needle-like fangs going into the muscles and can actually go into the heart, and that is definitely going to result in a fatal bite.
Serenity was looking for paradise on Earth. She should have realized, in every Eden, there's always a snake to watch out for.
So a horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
Ramon was a little person with a big problem. It was 5 feet 8 inches tall, and its name was Doris. Doris had a thing for little people. She liked to dominate, humiliate, and even abuse them. Ramon was her latest pet. He put up with her mistreatment in order to be with a big woman. But Doris wanted Ramon to make more money, or else she was gone. His plan to keep his full-sized hottie happy?
The Short Ramon Comedy Hour.
A stand-up comedy and music routine.
Nice. I met a girl one day, and she had one leg. I asked her her name, and she says, Eileen.
Besides Doris, Ramon had another big problem. He wasn't funny.
But guess what her favorite restaurant was? IHOP.
Ramon was constantly trying out new material, with a bored Doris as his only audience.
Whoa!
Finally, Doris had enough.
Why don't you get a real job?
She wound up and whacked him with her purse, knocking his harmonica deep down his throat.
A gentleman with an harmonica in his throat through his airway. The object partially obstructs the airway, irritates the larynx, and the larynx develops secondary spasm, which may completely obstruct the airway.
With the harmonica lodged in his windpipe, Ramon's struggle to breathe produced an eerie two-note melody.
Now that's funny.
His last song became his death rattle. It's funny what people will do for love.
Eileen.
Well, not that funny. Coming up, a marriage hits the rocks, and a guitar player goes from hero to zero. Sometimes things aren't as they seem. Take these two hikers, for example. Marco and Wanda seem to be just another married couple out for a hike. They don't appear to be the happiest of couples, but if Wanda knew just how truly unhappy her husband was, she would have skipped the hike and called the police.
When you lose respect in a relationship, this is what can happen. It can erode that trust, can erode the good feelings within the relationship.
After 5 years, their marriage was on the rocks.
Your ass is getting bigger.
They had already discussed divorce, but Marco had a much simpler plan.
Yeah, I gotta take a leak.
Make sure you jiggle it when it's done.
He was going to kill her, make it look like an accident, and spend all the insurance money with his mistress.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, baby. Yeah, I gotta go. Let's go. You ready?
Yeah.
Look at this view. This is like a 280-degree view here.
Marco thought he'd be able to turn on the charm one last time before he did the dirty deed. But Wanda wasn't buying it.
You know what this view reminds me of? Well, I can't stand looking at you anymore.
That was the last straw.
Come on, baby. Let's take a picture together.
It was time for divorce, Marco style.
Someone that falls from 2 to 3 stories and lands on their face can result in facial fractures, skull fractures, bleeding from the brain as it collides with the inside of the skull, and likely trauma to the spinal column.
As much as Wanda wanted to get rid of Marco,
Oh my God.
this was not how she imagined it.
Smile for the picture.
Get off.
Marco's plan didn't just backfire, it broke his back. Joey that identify him as a typical musician.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first song on my new album, Baby, 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 with my smash hit, Baby, Baby, Baby. Baby, baby,
One,
baby.
he lived in a complete fantasy world where he was already a huge star. And 2, he was broke.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
To become a successful musician, you literally have to put your balls on the chopping block. I've been in situations where I literally had no idea where the next dollar was going to come from. Sometimes you can use it as an excuse to say, you know what, I'm just doing this for my art, man. But you don't know how to pay the rent. You'll end up on the street.
I said,
The street was right where Joey was headed. He was 3 months behind on his rent. Joey was putting his life into a new song, hoping this would be his big hit.
When the landlord comes a-knocking, I'll be rocking out of here.
But then reality came knocking. His landlord didn't sound too happy. Joey was trapped. He had nowhere to hide except his wall bed.
Never read to a freaking musician.
Joey had ditched his homicidal landlord, but he now was faced with a bigger problem. The bed was stuck, and with the mattress and covers sealing up the cracks, he was running out of air.
Time's your enemy. You are backed up against the mattress could be against your mouth and your nose, which is the only way you can get air and oxygen into your body. The mechanics can be against you because the mattress could be pressing against you and you can't expand or contract your chest, and you basically choked off the oxygen supply to the lungs, which then freshen up the blood and you basically asphyxiate to death.
Joey had soundproofed his pad with cheap egg cartons. No one could hear his muffled cries for help. Over the next hour, he went from rock star to stone cold dead.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You're too kind, you're too kind.
Up next, a thief gets nailed during foreplay, and money can't buy love, but it sure can screw you. Most people play by the rules and think leading a life of crime would be a bad idea. Then there's Dickie. He lives on the outside of society, stealing whatever isn't tied down. The video arcade was ripe for his picking.
A lot of people are involved in crime. They get the thrill out of it. It's the adrenaline rush. But they've rationalized that stealing, taking things from people is not a bad thing.
Looking for a place to hide until closing time, Dickie wound up behind the virtual golf game. Nobody would accuse Dickie of being overly bright. In fact, this guy was all knuckle and no head. While waiting for everyone to clear out, he got restless. He cut a hole in the projection screen to see how things were going. At this point, you should be saying to yourself, well, that's a stupid idea.
If a small object is traveling at terminal velocity, it can act just like a bullet. There may be bleeding from a skull fracture, which result in the brain being compressed inside the skull. And if the brain gets pushed down the canal where the spinal cord comes out, and that results in brain death.
A golf ball can come off a club head at well over 100 miles an hour, with enough force to break someone's skull and kill them. That is, if they were stupid enough to get in its way. Dick-E. Brandy was in love with money. She would spend hours every day playing with it, touching it, fondling it. Basically, making love to her huge pile of riches. For Brandy, the best thing about her money was that she had managed to steal it all from her rich old geezer husband.
You know, last night, you really were awesome.
Was I? The old geezer thought he had it made. He got to bang on Brandy every night.
Slam me against the wall.
At my age, can you imagine?
It's that V you got.
And every time she asked him for some dough, he would figure out a way to say no.
You know, darling, about my allowance, I think I deserve a little bump, don't you think?
You know, haven't you been reading the newspapers, watching the TV? The economy sucks. All my stocks are down.
Brandy had a secret. Inside her high-security vanity room was her own personal Fort Knox of wealth and riches. All of it stolen from her tightwad husband. Brandy was a naughty girl.
My God, Daddy.
But she was about to get spanked by something a lot worse. Deep down below the earth, a rumbling began. It was payback time for her years of larceny. Earthquake. An act of God brought her worldly goods tumbling down.
When a pile of stuff comes crashing down on somebody, it could be like somebody has you in a vice-like embrace and you can't expand or contract your chest. You can't get your lungs to open and close to get the air in and out, to breathe. The mechanics are working against you. And you could basically effectively be squeezed to death.
Sometimes a big pile of cash doesn't make you happy. It leaves you dead. You won't want to miss this. A jilted lover goes on a roll. Up next. Weddings are normally happy affairs, except when one of the guests is the bitter ex-lover of the blushing bride. Say hello to Murph. He's not just bitter. He's insanely angry and jealous. The only reason he came is to get his revenge on the woman he once hoped would be his wife. Being the creep that he was, Murph had cooked up a pretty nasty payback scheme.
Hey, buddy. Give you $20 to slip some of this in the bride's drink.
$20? No way.
All right, fine. $100.
Done.
Laxatives decrease the water within the bloodstream. Water goes from your blood to the colon instead. The high concentration of laxative is going to have a very acute and dramatic effect.
Mission accomplished.
The plan was working.
Here's to you, bitch.
Murph gulped down his own glass of bubbly and stepped up to deliver a bowel-bursting toast.
Ladies and gentlemen, a moment for the lovely Amy.
He stretched it out, trying to eat up as much of the clock as possible.
We spent a lot of time together, a lot of time. Now she's with you, this young, well-endowed stud.
By the time he was done, her virginal white gown would look like a roll of used toilet paper.
I spent a lot of money on her.
But like everything else in this loser's life, it didn't turn out like he expected.
I just want to wish you both the best of luck.
The waiter had a pang of conscience and gave Murph the spiked drink.
You guys, come on, this is an emergency.
Desperate, he unloaded in the only can he could find. In a classic case of bad to worse, Murph found himself stuck in his dumpster.
Somebody that's stuffed into a garbage can. It's not a natural position, obviously, so as they're rolling, you are going to have probably spinal injuries for one thing, and they're going to be hitting their head repeatedly, so it's going to have an effect of bouncing the brain around inside the skull. So this creates a swelling and internal bleeding in the brain.
Murph's plan of revenge backfired. Instead of humiliating his ex-lover, he got disemboweled, went on a roll, wound up covered in his own filth, and finally dead. Bottoms up, Murph.
Next Wednesday, the hottest car wash around gets even hotter. Don't miss a brand new episode of 1,000 Ways to Die next Wednesday at 10 on Spike. Tuesday,